real quick. Speaking about people, since that's what we're speaking about, we got to talk about those people that ran up in the Capitol building last Wednesday.
Boy.
Okay, we could not get away from it. I've been trying to touch on this topic for a minute.
You talking about when the police let them inside?
You mean the stage?
Yeah.
Taking selfies?
Yeah.
It was.
I would love to hear you guys' opinion.
Y'all go first.
On that incident.
Well, you point out who you want to go first.
No, y'all go first.
I think everybody got something to say.
Did you see that, man?
You know I saw it.
So what
I saw it and paid careful attention to it.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts?
I think that these people are incredibly serious about Trump, for starters.
What is the fascination? What is the love affair?
Look, bro,
these people have.
Trump will go down.
I don't even call him the president. With Donald J, man, 45, man. What's the love affair they have with 45, man?
He's a cult.
They are willing to run up in the Capitol building, up in these people's house.
DJ will go down as the greatest cult leader in the history of cult leaders.
They know that it could be done with him.
Because he did it while being president, bro.
Yeah.
Mofos
be who they are right out in public.
Wait a second,
bro. His narcissism
You can't act like it's a small thing he's done, because
no, it's not. That's what I'm saying.
74 million people that went out and voted.
That's what I'm saying. The greatest cult leader.
How after 4 years of that administration, were there still such a large turnout?
What makes him a cult leader?
The fact that he
What did he do wrong?
So wait, hold on. Because now we have two different conversations. Hold on, y'all finish that, and then I got you on. Let me post.
Yeah. So why did so many Americans still go out there and vote for him? Why did he not lose any of his base after none of his promises came true? About building a wall, about anything that he was selling during the first election in 2016.
They didn't give a shit about what he said he would do.
So didn't.
They just like how he presented himself in the very beginning.
That's it.
Coming down the escalator. These Mexicans, the rapists, the drug dealers.
The reality of the situation is
Trump. He already put something in people's head from the door. This is about a cultural war.
This is about us against them.
Trump fed into
for
what?
a second.
Go ahead.
This is a cultural war. What we getting ready to do is stop these Mexicans, and we can put a few of these brothers in place too, but most of them are already domesticated, so there's no real need in even putting a lot of energy over there. We got them where we want them at. At some point, they'll learn how to vote and do better. But we're going to slow down the tide of these Mexicans, because see, the next 10 years is supposed to be 60 million more Mexicans of Spanish descent migrating to America. That changes the dynamics incredibly so when we talk about politics. And politics is the only thing that one should talk about.
But they're voting for the Republicans.
They sure are.
No, listen.
Republicans. They are.
Okay, maybe. There's always a few idiots. But when we talk about 35% to 65% or 60 or 75%, that's a huge difference. Who gives a shit if a few of them are able to go over there and be? Who gives a shit? The majority of these people are going to be in the Democratic caucus.
Facts.
I mean, but Florida's been a red state forever.
Man, Florida is domesticated as any other place.
Also, here's how Florida's been winning on not counting.
Texas is the biggest Hispanic community.
But this is how they winning on not counting the Hispanic vote. The Hispanic and the black folk is at large uncounted for up until this year or this past election. Because a majority of the black people, I don't want to say a majority, a vast portion of the black people in Florida had prior convictions, right? Have been incarcerated, which then negated their ability to vote. A large portion of the Hispanic population in Florida were first generation born, but the paperwork hadn't been done to qualify them as actual U.S. citizens. Their vote now, null and void. You see what I'm saying? So check it out. If 70%, let's say the 65 to 70%,
it's cultural
of one particular state is people that can't vote, that only leaves the old white mofos that can vote in that state. You see what I'm saying? And Florida holds one of the largest grouping of electoral votes.
It's nothing for me to go get a Mexican woman or a Mexican man and parade them around on TV as if there's some form associated with your ideology. It's nothing to do with it. Give them a few.
But even with that said, even if some of those numbers were, misleading, I've seen the way that they draw to 45 more so than any other president. But his base that I've ever seen in my lifetime. I mean, I started off with, let me see. Kennedy? No, before. No, let me see. No, it wasn't Kennedy. Who was in president? Anyway, I seen my share of presidents.
Yeah, for sure.
I've never seen.
But that's really not true.
But back to the Capitol building.
I'm talking about, but yeah, the Capitol building.
Your thoughts?
He instigated a riot. He was the instigator.
That's to call it mildly, bro.
That's what you call inciting a riot.
He had been stoking that flame for years.
And he done it, and like I say, okay, 73.
14 arrests.
He had
I believe. I think there was some more made.
73 million people willing
out of curfew,
listen to what he's saying, willing to move when he wants them to move, and all of these different things. Oh, when Obama had 100 and something million
14
willing
arrests.
to move.
What do you think about the 14 arrests?
The 14 arrests was just a slap on the wrist. Them boys ain't nothing gonna happen to them people.
So what do you think about
you can expect more arrests to come first, and something's gonna happen.
So the lack of the police presence or the lack of the police response to the situation, I think is what I'm trying to peel some layers off here and get to the core, okay? You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, we saw the people in the Capitol building. We understand that Trump's got a huge following. Okay, I'm trying to get the dynamics of what this love affair is about, to the point where the people will run up in the Capitol building.
Yeah, he made them feel comfortable.
And run through the people's offices, papers all over, vandalizing people's stuff and all that. Man, they're running around with
podium
the podium in their hand, taking pictures with officers.
And they whooping
the police presence was not, in my opinion,
it wasn't like
what I thought
it should be.
It should be in something in an incident like what happened Wednesday.
Okay, but
that should have been all cops on hand, everybody, man.
Well,
bring everybody.
In any other country, we'd be talking about how Wednesday was a bloodbath.
But you have a president.
4 people died. What was it, 5?
It's 5 people. 5 people now.
5 people now. It was 4. One was shot in the neck. A lady crawling up the building.
Oh,
okay,
6 now. It's 2 cops. The lady trying to break in got shot in the neck, and then 3 people that were technically just hindered from going to the hospital by having been there.
Right. Okay.
Well, the senior citizens?
Yeah, well,
it was a lot. Y'all ain't see wheelchair Betty in there, bro.
Yeah,
so what? People had heart attacks while they were in there?
No, just like they probably was already sick. You know, white people be sick with.
They was already sick, and then they went
into shock.
No, I don't know. Come on now.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened to the people? They had medical issues.
I just think that when Trump came in, he made people.
Hold on. What happened to the people with the medical issues?
Because we never know. We'll never know. But their medical issues.
So 3 people had heart attacks.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Hold on. 3 people had heart attacks in the hour or however long they was up in the Capitol building rioting. 3 people. Fred Sanford, heart attacks, died.
I'm coming home.
3 of them.
I don't know, bro. I just know one of them got shot and one officer died of injuries sustained by the crowd, doing combat with the crowd. Who knows?
When
I don't know about the other
No, it was like 4 people. They got killed.
Officers?
They said medical. They said, what do they call it? Medical. Okay.
So they were medical emergencies that they determined were not brought on due to people breaking in. Right, so they were non-riot, non-coup related.
Just died.
Emergency
that wasn't related to the riot,
but they was the
Capitol building.
Man,
during that day at that time. Oh, come on,
I guess we gotta wait for the toxicology.
But it also was a lot of old whites there too. You dig what I'm saying? They
just didn't all just die just because.
Hey, bro, look, here's the deal. I don't care. They should have been at the house.
But to me,
that's one.
See, listen to me.
If they was at the house, they wouldn't have been dead.
To me, that's something that's not being talked about enough. I read the news.
What you mean?
That they're not about the people that died.
But they're dead. They should have died. What else are you talking about?
No. I'm not judging whether they should have died or should not have died. Listen. I think you're missing the point. I'm not concerned about whether they should have died. Now, that's not me to decide. My thing is, 4 people died from medical, whatever they said it was, emergencies. I would like to know what those medical emergency was. So that is just awfully peculiar to me. I'm not saying what it is.
Google, don't they? I mean, you really want to know?
You really can't. I've done that.
Here's why.
What's the HIPAA Act?
What did it say? Huh?
They can't divulge medical.
They don't tell you.
Right.
But here's why it's. I don't want to say it doesn't matter.
And they ain't spoken
Here's
on
why
the news at
their
all?
deaths are inconsequential.
Because if those deaths are on the hands of
but they
Donald
are.
Trump, man,
They still are.
for inciting this riot, then some other measures should be taken.
Against
If
Donald
all these
Trump.
people died up in the Capitol building and he decided this riot.
So we all agree on that. That regardless of what their deaths were, those people would not be dead if Trump wasn't Trump. You see what I'm saying? We agree on that. The if Trump hadn't been and hadn't stoked those like the craziness therein, which is the popcorn show on Wednesday, then those. So check it out.
Why is he not receiving more backlash about 4 people dying?
Half the country
5,
voted
6
for
people
him.
dying in the Capitol building.
Well,
half the country.
how do you
Listen,
explain-
half the country
He's
voted for
receiving
him,
plenty of
and
backlash.
half of the
He just
people.
ain't getting it from Republicans.
147 Republicans that day in the midst still voted to overturn the election. This is what I say, bringing it back to you, why Trump will go down as the greatest cult leader in the history of cult leaders ever, bro. He convinced more than 70, at least 73 million people that the crazy shit he says out his mouth is correct. And then not only that, people that sat in seats that have 6-year terms, mind you, he's only been president for 4 years. People who have been in those seats for at least 4 of those years that he's been president, people that were still in those seats prior to him getting there, that know how the process works, right? Because check this out. All these people who agreed that the election were rigged also got to keep their job from the rigged election. So you know what I mean? So you believe that the system both works and doesn't work at the same time. And you only believe that now because this motherfucker has been talking about it for 4 years. So check it out. Cult leadership. A bunch of things have to happen for a cult leader to rise to fame.
Leader, man. It's a whole lot of shit going on. People don't give a shit about that. His policy, he got some decent policy. He got some decent policy. But it's a few motherfuckers that's got that cult following, like you saying. But I'm telling you, those 74 million people ain't following him like that. He's just created some good. He ain't created shit.
No, so
he
listen,
told the Republicans.
So listen, you got a couple things that had to happen all at once for Trump to be Trump. Because a lot of people like to blame the rise of Trump on us just having 8 years of Obama. And that's not it. Yes, blacklash was a thing, right? Blacklash and being like, God damn, we can't get rid of this nigga. I can't believe y'all let a nigga in the White House. It's called the White House for a reason. And y'all let this nigga in here. Just a bunch of Uncle Ruckuses running around. Yeah. Okay. And then if Obama alone, we probably still could have been, we probably could have done away with Trump. But the only thing that white men hate more than black people is white women. And so on the heels of Obama, you had the first ever white woman in a power suit trying to run. And goddamn, you can't have this nigga that's been up here. He got a black dude, he got a black wife, a black ass kids, and a black girl. He do barbecues and play basketball. And now you got the wife of the motherfucker we impeached for getting head in the office running for president? No, sir. No, sir. And she know what she talking about? No, so you had both blacklash and then like the innate.
Think all that was done by accident?
The innate hatred.
Think all that was done by accident?
No. I mean, I think some of that is definitely on purpose. But what I'm saying is these things needed to happen to then give rise to somebody as unqualified and as brazen as Trump. Somebody who didn't even think that he was going to win. So if you go back and look at when he won, I'm not saying it was planned. What I'm saying though is certain things.
It was much more qualified.
There are certain things that need to happen for a cult leader to rise.
Why do you keep saying he's a cult leader?
Bro, there's no reason that somebody who can tweet.
How much have you had to drink?
Check this out. No, check this out.
But a cult leader says somebody is a person pretending to be a god. He's pretending to be God. He control people.
Trump don't think his word is law.
He's not doing that. He's just allowing them a platform.
Trump don't think his word is law, though. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
What Trump is doing is he's giving a platform to the scum, to the white supremacists, skinheads, the Nazis, and whoever else wants to hate black folks, Jews, or whoever else.
So you don't think that those things are cults?
And who wants to swindle and be honorary and be on his team as far as owing him favors for stuff that he does for you. It's all about that with him. He's narcissistic. So when
which
you're
is a
looking
key
at
trait in that.
when you're looking at Donald Trump like that, man, listen, he's not a cult leader. What he is this, he's a master manipulator.
No, bro.
Yes, he is.
I mean, well,
he's a master manipulator.
Wait, check this out. Listen, listen, enough.
You giving him too much credit, bro.
Ain't
nothing masterful about
we
that
gonna
dude.
move on.